In the coming lectures, we are going to talk about array lists. So first of all, arrays, as we have discussed in the previous lectures, have fixed length. So after arrays are created, they cannot grow or shrink. In contrast of this, an array list is a resizable array, also called a dynamic array, which means that it changes size at runtime as needed. So it grows its size to accommodate new elements and shrinks the size when the elements are removed. ArrayList, just like arrays, allows you to retrieve the items by their indices. This is called random indexing, and this is the most important feature of arrays. So accessing items based on their indices are extremely fast operations. Arrays allows duplicate and null values. ArrayList is an ordered collection. It maintains the insertion order of the items. As far as data manipulation is concerned, ArrayLists are quite slow because a lot of shifting needs to occur if any item is removed from the ArrayList. The old way of creating an array list is like this, that array list, the name of the variable, is equals to a new array list. There is another generic way to create an array list, and this is what we have to do. So array list string is equals to a new array list, which means that in this case we specify that the array list is going to store strings. So this is a new generic way of creating an array list. By the way, after Java 7, you can even omit the type from the right side. So as you can see, you don't have to specify string because Java is going to know for certain that the array list is going to store strings. Okay, the main difference is that in the new way of creating an array list is forced to have the only specified type of object in it. If you try to add another type of object, it gives compile time error. So in this case, if we specify that the array list is going to store strings, then we are not able to insert integers, doubles, custom objects, or whatever. In this case, we are able to insert strings exclusively. This is what makes the containers type safe. So this is called type safety. Items in an array list are actually objects. For primitive types, you have to use wrapper clauses. Integer for int, boolean for boolean, character for char, and so on. So in this case, if we want to store primitive type integers, no matter that these are primitive types, we have to use the integer wrapper clause accordingly. What's crucial that ArrayList class is non-synchronized. If multiple threads try to modify an array list at the same time, then the final outcome will be non-deterministic. Finally, because the ArrayList class implements the list interface, this is why we can do something like this, that the new array list is equals to a list interface. So a list of string example list is equals to a new array list. We can instantiate a new array list like this. Of course, we cannot do something like this, that the array list is equals to a new list. Because the list is an interface, we are not able to instantiate interfaces in Java. So that's all about the theoretical background for array lists. In the next lecture, we are going to talk about the most important methods. Thanks for watching.